Students of class 9th, welcome to a beautiful poem by Subramanya Bharati, that is Wind. Before going through the poem, you should be knowing that wind is a fast blowing air. Yes, the fast blowing air which has the ability to carry away all the weak things on its way is called wind. And in this poem, the poet has very beautifully described the actions of wind. Students, before going through the poem, you must remember that wind should not be taken by you as a negative element, because all the negativities which we face in our life give us a motivation. Type of motivation is that we should gain strength from these things. We should learn that such things which overtake our power, that means these comes in our life to give us more strength, to teach us that we should be not such weak that everything can break us. So let's go the poem one by one. Para. Lines go like wind, come softly. Here students see the poet is addressing wind. That means wind is treated as a person. So here the wind is personified because it is given the quality, the trait as like of a person. When we compare some non-living thing with a person's quality, that is called personification. So here the poetic device used is personification. So here the poet is requesting the wind to come softly. Do not break. See here, don't break the shutters of the window. Again it is a request to the wind that don't come so hard that you will break the shutters of the window. Then don't scatter the papers. Again the poet says that do not blow away my papers. Do not spoil my work. Don't throw down the books on the shelf. On the shelf the books are kept. Because of the wind all the books come down. They are fallen down. So again the poet requests the wind not to throw the books because of the force from the shelf. There, look, what did you threw them all down? Means here the poet says, there, look what have you done. You have thrown on the things down from the shelf. You tore the pages of the books. You brought rain again, and because of which my book's pages are all torn. Means torn is the second form of tear. All the pages of the books are teared, and you brought rain again, and because of you the clouds have brought again the rain. Here in the second para, you are very clever at poking fun at weaklings. The poet addresses wind as clever. It says that you are very intelligent. You are making fun of the weaklings. Weaklings means all the things which are weak. You do not have dare to poke fun, to make fun of strong things because you cannot move them. And you are blowing away all the things which are weak. It is a comment to the wind. Frail crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters. Again the poet says that what are you doing? You are frailing, you are poking fun at the frail crumbling houses, the houses which are weak, which are about to be broken. All the doors which are weak, all the rafters, the roofs which are weak. So again the poet comments to the wind that you make fun of all those things which are weak. Moreover, you make fun of the crumbling wood. You break all the weak wood, the bodies, the things which are very weak, which are about to be broken. Crumbling lives. You are destroying and destructing the lives of those people, those who are weak, the crumbling hearts. You are making the people afraid of you. The wind god. The wind god. Here the god is wind. That means wind is so powerful that it is compared to God. Complete metaphor. The figure of speech used is metaphor. Winnows. Winnows means separate. Winnows, winnow, if you know, it is a tool to separate the husk. Husk means the extra things from the grains. So, what is the wind god doing? The wind god winnows and crushes them all. The wind is separating the weak things from the strong things. That means it is destroying all the weak things available around us. Coming to the third para. See, he won't do what you tell him. So come, let's build strong homes. This para is an address to us, to the people, to the readers. The poet says that he means wind. Wind won't do what you tell him. He is telling to us that wind would not follow us to people. He says that wind will not listen to you. If you will request wind to come slow, wind will not come slow because it is nature. So what we have to do, so come, let's build strong homes. The poet says to us that let's come and build strong homes. We have to be strong. We cannot change anyone. We have to change ourselves. We need not to be weak now because anyone can come and break us then. What is the need of the hour is to come and bring strong homes. We have to build strong houses for us so that wind cannot break them. Let's join the doors firmly. The doors are being broken by the wind which are weak. So make our doors strong. Practice to firm the body. We should practice that. We should not be weakened by such air. So we have to be firm, strong our body. Make the heart steadfast. We should not be having heart which is very weak. We should have the heart which is controlled by us, which cannot be controlled, which cannot be left over, taken away by anyone. That means we have to be strong hearted. Look at the last para in which the poet says, do this and the wind will be friends with us. How will the wind become friends to us? It will not become friend by handshaking. It will become friends when it will not harm us. Yes, students, the wind will not be able to harm us if we will build strong homes, fix our doors firmly and make ourselves strong. Then the wind will be friends with us. The wind blows out weak fires. Here the poet explains that the wind is only able to blow out the fires which are weak. That means wind will not be able to harm those who are strong. He makes strong fires roar and flourish. And wind has the ability where the fire is strong, it will be more strong. That means when we face the wind with our strong heart, we will become more strong. His friendship is good. The poet says that we should have friendship with strong people so that we can become more strong. We praise him every day. And the poet urges us to praise, to be thankful to wind, which teaches us to be strong. Here, let's read the central idea of the poem. As you must have understood, the poet has described the different aspects of wind. He tells us that we must face the challenges of life with determination and strength. We must be bold enough to face any problem which come in our life. If we are bold enough, then the problems will not become the obstacles of life. Yes, students, the wind-like elements, the things which are stronger than us and can weaken us, we should be stronger in front of them. We should face them with determination so that they cannot destroy us. Let's see the poetic devices used in the poem. Personification. Students, I told you the wind is personified here because wind is not a human, but it is doing such things which are the activities of human, and the poet is addressing wind as he in the poem. Metaphor. Here the whole poem is a metaphor. How? Because metaphor is a figure of speech in which two things are compared without the use of as or like. And in this poem, the poet has described different aspects of wind with our life. It is saying that the wind tells us to be strong in our life, because wind is compared to those elements which makes us weak, those strength which comes in front of us and make us weak. So here the whole poem is compared to such negativities in our life which will break us, but we have to be so determined to face them. Next poetic device is alliteration. Students, alliteration is a figure of speech where in a single line the words are starting with the same letters and or sounding same. So here we can see the example of alliteration. Here he makes strong fires roar and flourish. You can see F and F, the sounding same. That is called alliteration. Coming to repetition. Repetition is a figure of speech where the word is used again and again. The word is repeated in the poem. So you can see here the word frail, crumbling houses, crumbling doors, crumbling rafters, crumbling wood, crumbling bodies, crumbling lives, crumbling hearts. Many a times the word crumbling is repeated here. So you can easily understand this is repetition.